Located on the corner of Vineyard and Holt behind Starbucks and Comfort Inn Suites in Ontario, proudly stands Beola's Southern Cuisine restaurant. Owner Troy McSwain, his wife Elizabeth, and sons Troy III and Alex invite you to experience what promises to be a most enjoyable dining experience. You know, this is a restaurant we came and taste tested, and it blew us away. It was so memorable. The food was delicious. It's home style. It's beautiful, and we came back to do a show.
Plus, the owners are really into health, so there's a lot of healthy twists to it. So I really appreciate that. But the flavors here are amazing, and let's get right into it.
Oh yeah. We had catfish, cheese grits, and eggs. Now, that's not something I've ever had for breakfast before. I don't know about you.
Not me.
This was so memorable, I dreamed about it for like weeks. Okay, so this is 3 scrambled eggs. Then they put cheese on some grits. So you got some cheese grits. And then he does a whole filet, a catfish, where he does half cornmeal and half flour, seasoned flour. And it's crispy and it's tender. And I'm telling you, this breakfast, lunch, or dinner is fantastic.
I agree. It's, what is it, $13, which is a steal. He cuts up the filet into 4 pieces, so it's 4 pieces of fried catfish. Yeah. Delicious. I love the grits. I love the eggs. I love the environment here. You really feel at home.
Absolutely.
I've never been in the South in terms of living there, but if I did, this is the place I want to go.
You wouldn't survive a minute.
Now, his family is from, I believe, South Carolina, and also New Orleans, and it was named after his grandmother.
Very
so there's a lot of tradition, a lot of passion in this restaurant, and you can tell in the food a lot of passion and love.
Absolutely. Well, I have the next 2, red velvet waffle, $9. So we did candy pecans on this waffle. It's fabulous. So it's your traditional red velvet cake type batter with the Hershey's cocoa in it and red food dye. You know, the waffle has more of a cake-like texture to it, but I like that. It has a very nice texture, great flavor. They make a house-made cream cheese frosting that's not too sweet. It's the perfect consistency of cream cheese with powdered sugar and vanilla. Then they candy pecans. And I'm telling you, the combination is so good. And the third item. This item, I'm just gonna say it's like crack.
It's addicting.
If I did crack, but I don't. This is called Sidewinder with cheese, $7. This is amazing. These are beer batter potato skins that are like, they're not potato skins, they're curls.
Yeah, it's like pieces of potato basically.
Yeah, so it's crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. Then he makes a house-made cheese sauce with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 cheeses. Now, when he told me one of the cheeses, I instantly knew I liked him because this is how I make my mac and cheese, and the secret is Velveeta. So there's a little Velveeta, mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, and Jack. And he makes a bechamel type cream sauce and makes a cheese sauce out of it. Then he adds grated mild cheddar on top and bacon bits.
I mean, what better?
This is like perfection in a bite. I'm telling you, it is so good. I heard you say you liked green onions on it.
I would see green onions for color, and also I like green onions on anything.
I do too, but it's still perfect regardless. This is like on your saddest day, this will make you happy, trust me.
And make sure you ask for them really, really crispy.
Yes.
That's a key thing.
Yeah, really, really crispy.
So. Next came some of our entrees. First it was a sauteed boneless smothered chicken breast, $11. This is about an 8-ounce chicken breast that's actually baked and seasoned first. Then it's sliced up into about 4 or 5 large slices. It's sauteed with red and green bell peppers, onions, and a white wine sauce. It's kind of sauteed together, served on a bed of rice with a beautiful, delicious brown gravy.
Yeah.
Wow, simple but delicious. And a lot of the food here, it's comfort food. It's not fancy at all, but true flavors and textures. This is excellent.
Yeah, it's an old school favorite, you know, very simple, but again, they develop the sauces themselves and they make things from scratch. And I think that's what makes the difference, is that they're making things from scratch.
All right. Next came the Papa McSwain's Chicken and Waffles, $16. By far the best dish of the whole evening at any restaurant. This is what you want to get. This is a half a chicken that's breaded and deep fried. It comes with a big giant waffle on one side. Now there's 3 sides you can choose from. A mac and cheese that's real cheesy, really, really delicious. The second side you can choose from are the greens. And what's nice about these, they aren't bitter. They're made with a smoked turkey.
Yeah.
Again, trying to keep it healthy rather than ham hocks.
Yeah.
And to me, the best of all, yams. These are delicious yams. What makes them so good, I want to say almost like caramelized.
They are.
You've got a slight chew to them. I mean,
it's like they're bruleed. It's like they're bruleed.
It's tremendous.
Butter, brown sugar,
I mean, this will get
cinnamon.
you into a diabetic coma, but it's sure worth it. Really, really good. The chicken, the best fried chicken I've had anywhere. It's moist, juicy. I mean, you can't beat this dish.
And then there's that waffle. You know, their waffles are really spectacular here. They make their own blends. There's some spices in there, a little bit of cinnamon I'm tasting, maybe a little nutmeg,
spicy,
really nice flavor. Then they make them to order, so they're nice and crispy if you ask for them extra well done. But then the butter, I was tasting and I'm like, okay, it's real butter, number one. Number two, it's a little sweet. So I'm asking, what is this? What is this? I'm tasting a little maple syrup in there. So it's really nice. You don't need syrup. I can't believe I'm saying that you don't need syrup.
I know you like syrup on everything.
I do, but it doesn't need it. It's perfect the way it is. So this is perfect, salty, sweet.
And you eat the chicken and the waffle at the same time. Boy, you're gonna
You
love
were
it.
shoving it in.
I did. Oh, you have to have the flavor to it. Let's see. The next entree we had was shrimp and cheese grits, $13.
Yeah.
Oh my! This was about 8 large shrimp. They're sautéed, and with it, it's a butter seasoned shrimp sauce. I guess the best way of saying that.
Yeah.
And then you have one large jumbo shrimp on top. And what's nice about it, you've got to get this with the cheese
I agree.
grits. You can get it regular, but I don't know how much more extra, but whatever it is,
I think it's
pay for it.
$1.
I mean,
Literally.
the cheese to it makes it, and it's got texture to it. Just cheese alone is wonderful. But I'm telling you, this is great. The shrimps were perfect. And the sauce had a really nice sauce to it.
It does.
What I liked about it, it has a kick to it. It was tomatoey. It was just perfect.
Yeah, and I think the cheese really helps to balance the heat in the back. It's creamy. It cools it down a little bit.
Speaking of heat and cooling it down, this is the only restaurant I know in the world probably that serves Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Cold Kool-Aid.
Yes.
You got
At the
grape
bar.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You got, it's called blue Kool-Aid.
Blue.
It's got red Kool-Aid, which
Yes.
is cherry, and lemonade.
Yes.
But it's very clever, and pretty soon they're going to have a whole liquor, beer and wine here.
Yes.
And they're going to make some fun drinks with the Kool-Aid. But I just thought how clever. We all grew up with it, and guess what? You can get it here.
Yeah, the owner was talking about how it's not from the can, it's from the packet. That's a very important
big
detail in
point out of
itself,
it.
that it's from the packet. Very good.
Last entree we had was called Mitch's Big King Seafood Gumbo, $22. This is a very classical dish, very traditional roux-based gumbo.
Yeah.
It has shrimp, chicken sausage, not andouille.
Yes.
It's got lump crab as well as 2 king crab legs, the claws, and an over amount of rice.
Yeah.
I thought this was excellent. You know, gumbo is something that takes a while. It takes practice. You just can't make it at home.
Right.
You got to have patience. And it's absolutely, it shows in there. A lot of love and just delicious.
It's a developed flavor for sure. And I like that he's making a healthy alternative and doing the chicken.
Personally, I like andouille, but that's
I know
okay.
you do,
That's
but
okay.
you're not healthful.
And with the gumbo comes a delightful piece of cornbread.
Yes.
It's a giant piece of cornbread.
Yeah, I would call it more corn cake than cornbread. It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
Yes, you could easily get it for dessert. And speaking of dessert, it could be your second dessert, peach cobbler. So often we'll go to a restaurant and they have cobblers and they microwave them and they taste
Awful.
soggy. Yeah, they're horrible. This one is made, fresh. It's delicious. They take pie dough, very simple, but they brush the top with cinnamon and sugar, and it just adds that kind of almost brulee top to it, where it caramelizes a little bit on the top. Perfect. You can get ice cream if you want. You can get whipped cream if you want.
Go for the ice cream.
I say just get it by itself.
go
It's
for the ice
perfect.
cream.
$5. It's huge. You can split it, and then have the corn cake.
And the ice cream.
Yes. Well, I don't have my hat. I've dropped my southern accent, but I'll ask you, Alan, what were your 3 favorites?
Oh, this is easy. All of them. No.
Yeah.
The catfish grits and eggs, again, for breakfast. What a great item. I love the catfish moist. The eggs are delicious with the onions. And grits. Cheese grits, can't go wrong with that. The Sidewinder with cheese sauce, spectacular, $7. But the best dish of all was the Papa McSwain's chicken and waffles, $16. This is the best rendition I've ever had. Better than where, Kizzy's and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This is the best chicken, absolutely wonderful.
I will agree. Well, I'm going to say that he's copied.
You got yours too?
Because the same 3. I'm very surprised that I would say that catfish and grits were my favorite thing on the menu, but they were delicious. Again, those Sidewinders with cheese sauce, oh my gosh, that is just like a bite of perfection, like I said earlier. And I agree, the chicken and waffles, it's one of those things that when you first hear about it, you think chicken and waffles.
Well, it's been overplayed in a lot of restaurants, but nothing like
trendy,
this.
but it's just the way they do it here is different than anywhere I've had anywhere else. With the way they would do the butter, the seasoning, and the mix.
It's better.
It's perfection.